Yo, so one of my biggest goals when I was a kid was in one way, shape, or form retire my mom. Now, I did not know how I was going to do it. And to be honest, like I'm 19 years old. I started business like 4 years ago with so many different niches and so many different business models. And yet, I always wanted to retire my mom at the end of it. Like, that was my primary goal. And whenever I tell my mom that that was my goal, she never believed me. Like, she said, I'm just using that to make my goal sound nice, but in reality, in the back of my head, that's always been one of my goals. Like sure I do have like some material goals. Like I do want a nice car. I'm not gonna lie about it. I do want a nice apartment and I do want to like travel the world and like maybe go first class. And those are nice, sure. And again, I'm not denying that I want those things. While those feel nice and I would love to have those, they don't really like fulfill me and like a goal wherein I retire my mom. Right. And so like goals like that, for me, it's much more rewarding. And so like for context, I dropped out of school around 2 years ago. And during that time, I went all in on business. Now, that was around when I was 17 years old. I'm 19 now. And when I was scaling my business, I had really no clue when it would blow up or if it would even work. But through God knows how, it actually did. And from like just 1 year, it went from zero to six figures, like literally $0 to six figures. And so that was a big thing for me, right? And my goal back then, it actually never changed. Like you can see here, I kept posting on X on me wanting to retire my mom because that was always been one of my goals, right? Like my biggest goal in life is to retire my mom in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, after doing all of this, I haven't retired her yet, but I could confidently say that I'm pretty close. And it's making me proud. Like it's funny when I say that because I've done a lot of things with this business and with my endeavors in general, and I have never felt proud. I don't know why. Like maybe it's a problem, but I've never felt proud of my achievements. I feel good, but like feeling good and feeling proud, it's like two different feelings for me. And so like the closer that I get to my goal of retiring my mom, that's when I actually start to feel proud of myself. You know, like it's those goals, man. And I also have other goals of like traveling the world with my friends and like doing all of those things, right? Like with people. And those are the goals that actually motivate me. And so if you're in a similar position where you kind of want to like retire your parents or have some like similar noble goal, then I congratulate you because like that's a noble thing to do and that's like a really great goal to strive for. Now, how do you actually go about it? So I'm not going to go into the math of like when you should retire your parents, right? Because that's obviously different for everyone. And I live in a third world country, so like doing that for me might be easier than some of you guys living in like the US or something. But like point being here is in order to do something big like that, you would need to start a business, right? And this is the part where I sell you my $2,000 course. I'm joking. Um, no. Instead, I'm just going to show you what has worked for me. Because like honestly, just 2 years ago, I was literally probably the same as a lot of you guys here. So I had $0 to my name. I was at school and I wanted to drop out because like every single day I did not know I mean I did not like what I was listening to. I mean like school wasn't miserable like compared to a lot of other guys who drop out and they say that school was like miserable. For me, school wasn't really like miserable. Like I had good friends. I had amazing friends actually, and I'm still friends with them. And I had like school wasn't hard. Like I wasn't like stressing on school 24/7, right? It was actually average and it was pretty normal. But still, it did not fulfill me. Like the work that school gave me was not fulfilling at all. And so I had to drop out. That was back in like November 2023, if I remember. Like I remember starting my first semester, then dropping out before the second semester even started. Like I did not even wait for the year to end. I dropped out. Like I told my mom, "Hey, I'm dropping out. I don't want to do this anymore, and here's why you think you should let me drop out." And obviously, she didn't believe me at first, obviously, but eventually I convinced her that I was dropping out. And I actually managed to convince her because before that I already had a business that kind of worked. Like it got me a few $100s, but nothing crazy. So it was still a huge risk. Like I was not making thousands of dollars. Even if I was, thousands of dollars not really enough to like retire your parents, right? But anyways, like yeah, like eventually I convinced her and I dropped out. And so I went all in on my business, man. Like I remember my first ever month on X where I started my business, I went all in. Like I did not miss a single day of my daily to-do list. And like for context, what I do is I basically help people build up their brands on social media. Like before it was a different offer because like obviously how could I help people build their brands when I haven't done it myself, right? So what I helped people with before was writing better. Like I help people write their content in a more engaging way because like that's what people liked when they see my account and they liked how I write. So naturally, I sold it into an offer. And so, anyways, I scaled my brand. I grew it and I got 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers. And as my account grew, my offers started to change. So people loved how I was signing clients back to back. So I turned that into an offer. And people loved how I was growing so fast. So I turned that into an offer. So like the end offer that I kind of help people with now is like I help people grow and scale their brands so they can get more clients, do all those things. And I've helped over 60 people now. And so business aside, clients aside, money aside, that business model alone, it's bringing me closer to retiring my mom. And like I said, I have never been more proud to myself for actually doing that. And it's not like some business model that actually forced me to like sell my soul, right? No, it's not like that. Instead, it's actually something that I can do with my own free time, and I actually love doing it, and I can do it whenever and wherever. So like it's actually something that I enjoy is what I'm trying to say. And so if you're like me, you most likely are because you're watching this video. If you're like me and you want to retire your parents, your mom, your dad, or whatever, your aunt, like your grandma, I don't know, and you want to retire your parents, then know this. If you're going to do it, make sure you find work that you actually find enjoyable, right? You are not going to retire your parents by working something and working on something that you do not enjoy. Like, I promise you, because I've worked on so many businesses in the last couple of years, like SMMA, theme pages, like ebooks, like you name it, I've probably tried it, and all of them actually had potential to make me a lot of money, but I didn't because like I simply did not enjoy them. But if you do, then go ahead and do them. But like point being here is if you find a niche that you don't really enjoy, then don't do it, man. Because like the main point of this video is to guide you in the right direction and so you can eventually retire your parents, right? And obviously, I cannot give you a specific roadmap from like A to Z on how you plan to do that, right? Like, I cannot give you the math, like I said, but I'm giving you a guide on what you should start on and what you should follow. Because if you don't have something like that, then you're gonna have trouble. Because if you don't enjoy what you do now, how the hell are you going to make money with that and retire your parents, right? Like this road to entrepreneurship is pretty hard in the grand scale of things. But if you manage to find something that you actually enjoy, then all of your goals, including retiring your parents and doing all of those things, traveling the world, will actually be possible. So like take it from me, I'm 19. I do not know what to do with the world. I'm still young. I'm still learning. My goals are still changing. My beliefs are still changing. My personality is still changing. Is that a problem? No, I'm joking. Like I'm still not solidified on what I want to do with my life. But I know one thing, and it's that I genuinely enjoy my work. So like if you had to take one thing from this video, it's that you always need to enjoy your work. Otherwise, you won't be able to do any of the goals that you want, right? Like if you came to this video wanting to retire your parents, then make sure what you actually do to retire your parents is actually enjoyable, right? Because you need to help yourself first before you can help other people. And part of helping yourself is making yourself commit to something that you enjoy, right? It's not making yourself commit to something that you do not enjoy. Like maybe this is like maybe this is like a contrarian advice or however you say it, but I actually don't want you to go all David Goggins and like do monk mode 24/7 so you can reach your goals. No, I actually want you to find something that you enjoy, that you can push through even when you're not motivated without watching David Goggins, just because you love it, right? And like similar to playing video games, like I could play video games on like 2 hours of sleep and I would probably go into a flow state for 8 hours, right? Simply because they're fun and they're video games. So if you can find something that feels like that, then go all in. Like you found your purpose basically. And so that's what I want to leave you with. Find something that you genuinely enjoy and then you can retire your plans. If this is not what you were expecting in the video, he wanted me to give you a plan on how to retire your parents, you're probably not going to find that anywhere. Instead, what you need to do right now is to genuinely find something that you enjoy. Because I asked myself, like, 2 years ago if I wanted to continue my audio business, which is like Notion. Like I asked myself, do I see myself posting Notion templates for the next 3 years? And the answer was no. So I stopped doing what I was doing. And I did not see myself selling Notion templates for the rest of my life so I can retire my mom. Like I did not see that. And so I quit the business. So if you're going to do something, make sure you actually enjoy it. And that's pretty much it for me today. Now, if you want like a guide or like a story of how I started this entire thing, then click the video somewhere here. It'll show you exactly how I started my personal brand and, you know, got closer to retiring my mom. It's not a course. It's not something that's locked behind the paywall. No, it's just a video. So if you want to watch that, go ahead. But that's it for me today. And I wish you all the best in achieving your goals. All right.